All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're putting on our digital forensic analyst hats because we are going to completely deconstruct the exact blueprint, literally the master prompt, that's used to engineer highly engaging viral Islamic short-form content. You know those clips you see on TikTok or YouTube Shorts that just seem to speak directly to your soul? The ones that make you instantly pause your doom scrolling because they feel almost uncomfortably personal? Well, it turns out there is a very deliberate, highly structured science behind them, and we're going to unpack exactly how that engineered empathy actually works. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to decode the viral content architecture, look at the psychological hook, explore how to build deep emotional resonance, connect it to Islamic guidance, break down solutions and soft endings, and finally, we'll reveal the golden rules for scripting. Okay, Section 1. Decoding viral Islamic content, the master architecture. To start, consider this translated opening line. Have you ever noticed? Man, this isn't just a random way to start a script, it's a total psychological tripwire. It instantly drops you into this intense state of self-reflection. Before you even know what the clip is actually about, it's acting as a mirror to your own daily life and your scrolling habits. It literally commands you to pause and think, wait, have I noticed? And that brilliant little hook brings us to the mandatory 5-part structure that every single one of these viral scripts is built on. This is what transforms a simple religious message into a highly shareable narrative arc. You start with that psychological hook, build up the emotion, pivot to the Islamic connection, provide a solution, and then wrap it all up with a soft ending. It's a precise formula. Honestly, if a script misses even one of these steps, the algorithm and the blueprint itself considers it a total failure. Moving right along to Section 2, the psychological hook, specifically those crucial first 3 seconds. Take a look at these translated prompts. Things like, "It's strange, isn't it?" Or, "Does this happen to you too?" These are precision engineered to trigger immediate curiosity. But notice what's missing here. There is absolutely zero heavy religious doctrine in those first 3 seconds. None. The whole strategy focuses entirely on establishing common ground and capturing your attention with a powerful, universal human observation. All right, Section 3, building deep emotional resonance or validating internal pain. So once that initial hook lands, the script has to validate your feelings by systematically listing out these really heavy internal struggles. We're talking overthinking, anxiety, sadness, guilt, heartbreak. The content zeroes right in on your exact pain points. The blueprint actually insists that writers adopt this calm, sincere, heart-touching tone to explain exactly what you're feeling inside. It's not just listing out random problems, it's basically looking right at you and saying, hey, I see the silent battles you're fighting right now. Which naturally leads us to Section 4, connecting to Islamic guidance, the spiritual pivot. Now this is honestly my favorite, most fascinating part of the whole playbook. The narrative now has to pivot from human anxiety over to a spiritual anchor. The formula absolutely demands authentic anchors, concepts from the Quran, patience, prayer, but right alongside that, it strictly forbids extreme fear tactics or fake stories. And I think this proves something incredible about modern digital psychology. Virality in this space relies heavily on comfort, not panic. The goal isn't to scare you into submission, it's to provide a soothing shelter from the exact anxieties they just brought up a few seconds earlier. Next up, Section 5, solutions and soft endings. It's all about providing release. Because think about it, you literally can't just leave a viewer sitting there with all that built-up anxiety. Every engineered script has to provide a release valve for the emotional tension it just created. But here's the catch. The solution must be bite-sized and actionable. They're not asking you to overhaul your entire life today. They're giving you an immediate micro-habit, like a simple mindset shift or a really short prayer that feels completely achievable in that exact moment. And then comes the call to action. You know how in most short-form content, you've got creators literally screaming at you to smash that like button or subscribe now? Well, not here. Instead of those aggressive demands, the blueprint dictates peaceful, soft endings. Phrases like, "May Allah guide us," or "Send this reminder to a loved one." These soft endings naturally drive the algorithm crazy. They rack up all the shares and saves, but they do it so brilliantly by framing the engagement as an act of empathy and care rather than a transaction. Finally, Section 6, the golden rules for scripts. Let's look at the technical parameters. 20 to 40 seconds. That's it. That is the entire window. That's shorter than it takes to heat up a cup of coffee. The script has to be ruthlessly edited down to fit this exact time frame. It's perfectly engineered for our modern, fractured attention spans, making sure you are deeply impacted, moved through all 5 emotional stages, and given that soft call to action before your thumb even twitches to scroll away. It is highly, highly concentrated emotion. To pull off that kind of profound impact in such a tiny time limit, the technical requirements are just totally unforgiving. Writers have to use short, punchy sentences. For South Asian audiences, they write in conversational Urdu or Hinglish using Roman text, so it's super accessible. They're even told exactly how to pace the video by mapping out pauses using ellipses. Every single line has to feel emotionally cinematic, while strictly avoiding anything that sounds robotic or AI-generated. These rules ensure the final product feels incredibly organic, completely masking the calculated, mathematical machinery ticking away beneath the surface. So there you have it. We've completely unpacked the machine. From that initial psychological tripwire, straight through the emotional validation, the spiritual comfort, and that meticulously crafted soft ending, all bound together by ruthless technical rules. It really leaves us to wonder, the next time you're scrolling late at night and a short clip appears that feels perfectly timed to your own personal struggles, touching your heart exactly when you need it most, will you recognize the formula, or will you just save the reminder for later? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.